Hello and welcome back to Tricolor Gaming with me, Fletcher. And today I'm going to be tackling the ongoing question of Jurassic World Evolution 3 and trying to answer two distinct questions. That being, do I think it's needed, and do I want Frontier to make a Jurassic World Evolution 3? And one of those questions is easier to answer than the other. So the topic of Jurassic World Evolution 3 has been coming up a lot on Reddit, especially due to the announcement that a new movie may be in the works for a 2025 release, and it's given a lot of people hope that a new Jurassic World Evolution game might be coming from Frontier. So I wanted to tackle my thoughts on that. So do I think a Jurassic World Evolution 3 is needed? Yes, with an asterisk. You see, the fact is, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is pretty much at the ceiling of what it can reasonably accomplish now. And any of sort of the big new features that would really vitally improve the game, such as placeable deep water, or baby dinosaurs, or dinosaur breeding, or anything like that, those features can't really be implemented into Jurassic World Evolution 2 at this stage. To do so would require so many changes to the game's fundamental systems and coding and everything else that it's just not feasible, or it's just not sort of reasonable to expect it at this late stage of the game's life cycle. So in theory, for a game to drastically improve, we would need a whole new game, a whole new product with all of these features baked into it from the beginning. In that regards, yes, we do need, in inverted commas, a Jurassic World Evolution 3, because we cannot improve Jurassic World Evolution 2 really very much further. That's the easy question to answer. Do I want Frontier to make a Jurassic World Evolution 3? That's a little tougher. Fundamentally, from my position, no. I don't want them to make Jurassic World Evolution 3. There's a few reasons for this. The second game is very clearly superior to the first. Jurassic World Evolution 1 was really bare bones. Jurassic World Evolution 2 is obviously heavily based on everything they did with Jurassic World Evolution 1, but brought in enough new features to make a second game at least slightly worth it. But there are some caveats to that. Many of the new features that came with Jurassic World Evolution 2, like the scientist system, like the lagoons, like the aviaries, were quite badly implemented. And I would argue that the lagoons and the scientist system are still pretty poor, even after 2 years of development. I mean, it took us 2 years to get social animations for the animals living in the lagoon, which is a huge length of time. The game also released with many of the same problems that Jurassic World Evolution 1 had fixed by the end of its life cycle. Jurassic World Evolution 2, if you remember, launched with the same lacking of sandbox features that were present by the time Jurassic World Evolution 1 ended development. Jurassic World Evolution 2 launched without placeable trees, without a lot of placeable decorations, and these are all elements that Jurassic World Evolution 1 had kind of fixed by the end of its life cycle, or was getting to the point of fixing. Frontier launched JWE2 with the same flaws, and it took them a period of time and free updates to fix those flaws again, which is pretty embarrassing in my opinion. We also have to consider the fact that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is quite a compromised product in terms of its optimizations and in terms of its bugs. Jurassic World Evolution 2 is very buggy. Many of the problems that were there on day one are still a problem now. Pterosaurs still get stuck in animation loops in the aviaries or phase completely out through the aviary domes and escape. That problem has been fixed 3 or 4 times according to patch notes, and it's still happening. Dinosaurs will also get stuck in animation loops or stuck on terrain somehow, or again phase through fences and escape. And the game runs fairly badly, and I don't think anyone would argue that. Many YouTubers, including Evo, have to run parks without guests in them because guests sap so much of a park, of a performance of a large park, which is kind of sad really when you think about the fact that these guests don't even do anything. They don't sit on benches, they don't interact with the environment at all. They are literally just figures that walk around and occasionally point randomly in a direction. If you have too big of a park, it kills your performance. How is that even happening? I would love to know. It's just very clear that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is very poorly optimized. Now, I'm not saying these things couldn't be fixed with the Jurassic World Evolution 3. When I think about it this way, what would a Jurassic World Evolution 3 launch look like? Would we yet again have to wait months for placeable trees? Would we yet again have to wait 2 years to have a sandbox option to turn bottomless feeders on? Would we yet again have to wait for a huge range of relatively basic features to be added to the game in updates? On top of that, would we then be expected to pay 60 or even the new going rate of 70 quid for the release version and then being charged God knows how many DLCs on top of that for them to make all the same mistakes for a third time? Frontier really got my backup with Jurassic World Evolution 1. I think that's fairly easy to say, and anyone who has been with the channel for a while and anyone who's seen that 5-part review series that I did on Jurassic World Evolution 1 would agree that I was severely displeased. And that comes from the fact that I had initially trusted Frontier to make a really decent product because of Planet Coaster, because of Elite Dangerous, which were 2 very, very good, well put together games in my opinion. And it seemed to me that they knew what a park building game was supposed to be like. When they released Jurassic World Evolution 1 and it was such a bare bones product, they broke that sort of trust. But I decided to give them the benefit of the doubt when it came to Jurassic World Evolution 2, because I thought that they would take the lessons learned with the first game and really knock a second game out of the park. In my opinion, Jurassic World Evolution 2 did not do that. It's superior to the first game, but is repeating too many mistakes and bringing in too many new mistakes. And for me, a Jurassic World Evolution 3 would have to make such massive improvements that I'm not sure Frontier could live up to those expectations of mine. I know many people would argue that maybe my expectations are too high. Maybe they're right. And that I don't give enough credit to the things that have improved. Hold my hands up, I probably don't. That's probably true. And I could probably do, when I do get to the Jurassic World Evolution 2 review that I do intend to do another similar sort of 5-part sort of series, that's probably going to have to be something I look at. For me, fundamentally, I don't believe Frontier could make a Jurassic World Evolution 3 that I think is worth buying into again. Buying all the DLCs for it again, having it launch on day 1 in again another really shoddy state, and having to wait months if not years for relatively basic features to be patched in again. I'm not prepared to give them a third chance. I would very much prefer there not to be a Jurassic World Evolution 3, at least not for a while. If a new film is coming in 2025, I don't want them to make the new game to launch to that level. I would very much rather they took plenty of time to develop a new Jurassic World Evolution. and that they maybe didn't launch it to coincide with the first of any new movie series. Put the games on a bit of a hiatus for a while and really develop a really good third game, as opposed to what they did with Jurassic World Evolution 2, which was kind of release the game that Jurassic World Evolution 1 was a beta for, which is my opinion on what JWE2 really actually is. That's just my thoughts about it though. Let me know down in the comments what you think about any possible Jurassic World Evolution 3. Would you want Frontier to make it? Would you prefer a different company to have a go at it? Would you be willing to pay 70 quid for another sort of similar Jurassic World Evolution 2 day one launch experience? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget while you're down there to give us a like and subscribe for more content from all of us at Triclaw Gaming. And I will see all of you on Sunday for our regular stream. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.